You're in aisle 15, trying to decide between canned corn and canned green beans. Trying to decide which texture will sit better in your stomach tonight. That's not really what you're thinking about. You're thinking about which vegetable will less closely resemble bits of your brother's body spread over 3 miles of asphalt in Texas. Are you finding everything all right? The grocery clerk says the words with thoughtless rhythm, like the systematic beating of a heart that's run bloodless. And this is the part where you just want to crush the cans, want to throw yourself into the innocent woman's face and scream, "No, I still haven't found the answer," make her blink once or twice, cough the zombie from her lungs, but you reply, "Yes, just fine, thank you." Hope she doesn't catch the tremble hanging from your lips with a thick chain gripped somewhere down your throat, wrapped around and around the broken down part of you like the chain around his ankles. You pass the meat counter, bones that have been separated with one elbow movement of a knife, and you think of his elbows, the bones worn down as he dragged them to keep his head up, and you think of how when he held them back like that, the bone powder must have turned into feathers of wings because they were swerving back and forth, and he was still conscious. He was still conscious while the world's lazy owls turned ignorant. They're still sleeping. While you search for candles to light tonight, but the white wax holds you back. The white tiles give no support to the soles of the shoes he wore to his funeral. Your brother should have had an open casket 40 years later, shouldn't have been decapitated at the age of 49. You surrender to this thought daily. Images of pickup trucks make you break down quicker than transmissions about to quit. You really wish they had quit after the conversation, after the beating, after 1 mile before it had even started. You never knew a body could be so dehumanized. He was a human, and torn to shreds is an understatement. You don't understand how 3 men could do that to a brother. That's the answer that you're searching for in a goddamn grocery store, but you find it on September 20th, 2011, the day before Lawrence Russell Brewer's execution. You find it in his words, "As far as any regrets, no, I have no regrets now. I do it all over again to tell you the truth." His voice is that of history. The shit happens constantly, some fucked up ideology in line to check out. Paper or plastic, man? Tell her you don't know. Both tear as easily as flesh. How can you expect either to hold your groceries when the weight you carry is so much more? There are days when the forgiveness you gave drags you down. The idea that maybe your brother was some sacrifice for God so the world could get some message is no comfort. There are days when all you need is the space between his shoulder and his head to rest your own, and then you think of his head severed by a culvert, however brain and skull intact. That doesn't even surprise you, because if 3 men could commit that crime and finish with souls intact, anything is possible, except for a few things like it's impossible for you to ever see a smile again. Colorado Rockies hat hitched up on his forehead, like it's impossible for you to ever hear the notes that could only be made from his lips press the brass of his trumpet, like it's impossible for the title of sister to ever feel the same coming from your voice as it did before that night. He said he was gonna put Jasper on the map, Betty. He put it in our hearts along with every ounce of his beauty, and that holds more weight than any hate crimes prevention act, any paragraph in a history book, any shrine, or any execution ever could. Woo!